Yeah, good afternoon. I just think it's really disappointing that, again, Cricket Australia has charged full price for the Australian-Pakistan series. And then with the whole series on the line, they've rested literally all the best players. And not only, it wasn't actually a second 11, it was actually a third 11.
Yeah.
Australia A was scheduled to play the same day. And it's not just happening in international cricket. They've been doing this ridiculous thing for about a decade where they play the domestic one-day games at 10 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. Before that, they always used to play them at the MCG. They play 2:30 start, so people could actually go. But it seems to be for about over a decade, they've done everything they possibly can to kill not only the international 50-over game, but the domestic game. If you have a look at crowds, especially for the domestic games, they have absolutely been wiped out. They used to get reasonable crowds for, like, the Bushrangers would play at the MCG. At 2:30, people would go after work, after school. Now they play them at the Junction Oval at 10 a.m. on a weekday. It's always on a weekday. I mean, why would you play it on a weekday? I can't think of any other reason to play at 10 a.m. at the Junction Oval unless you were trying to kill it.
Well, Glenn, I've got a theory on what happened once upon a time when I was buying tickets to go to the cricket and what happens now, and that is you don't know if everyone's going to play. So once upon a time when you bought a ticket, you pretty much knew that all the good guys were going to be playing. Now you don't know. Why would you buy a ticket to the 50-over series a month ago when you kind of feel like everyone's going to be rested anyway? You're not going to get to see all the big stars that you want to go see. So ticket sales are going to take a hit early, and then you're not going to get the lates as well, because the closer you get to the start time, the more you start to find out, oh, well, he's not playing and he's not playing. So, I mean, it is bizarre, Glenn, that they do this. Why do they wreck their own? It's almost as if they've, well, let me use an analogy football-wise, if you like. If you never want to play full-back again, let the guy kick 10 on you. It looks like they can't be bothered with 50-over cricket, Australia. So, hey, if we're really bad, maybe they won't schedule it again. And that was as bad as it gets yesterday, Glenn. Can you give me an understanding from Cricket Australia? If you were Cricket Australia, give me your fight-back line that you would give me to justify what happened yesterday.
I don't think there is any justification. I think they want to schedule more BBL games and they want to schedule less 50-over games. So the way you do that is you put the games on at ridiculous times, like 10 o'clock on a weekday morning. You rest all your Australian players, and then you say, oh, well, we tried the 50-over game and nobody went. They'll use that. You watch. They'll reduce it further next year, and they'll use yesterday's crowd as justification for reducing it further and playing more BBL games, which is what they want to do.
Yeah, well, look, just a favour. If you schedule another fixture like yesterday, just call it the Wizard Cup, and we'll all know it's not worth going to. Great to have you call, Glenn. Have you got a thought on that? 1300 736 736 is the open line number. A lot of text coming through. Nothing worse than Sunday night footy for your team to play. And that text doesn't explain. Is that as an attendee or as a watcher on TV?
Taking those hamstrings.
Jump at the open line down.
Well, here at North Sydney Oval
well.
in the Matador One-Day Cup competition, it's game number 20 between the Tasmanian Tigers and the South Australian Redbacks.
We can't have them too tall. Won't see the stumps at the other end.